Jack Reeves, the seasoned human mechanic, thought rescuing the trembling alien pups from the corner of his hangar would be the hardest part. But the night he brought them back to his modest quarters in the salvage station, he realized that things were about to get much more complicated. The pups had stopped shaking, at least outwardly, but something in their behavior changed. The larger, dark gray pup, which Jack had affectionately named Vex, began watching him closely, its glowing violet eyes almost too intelligent for a mere animal. The smaller silver pup, Nix, followed suit, never letting him out of their sight. That night, as Jack dozed off, his head resting on a makeshift bed of old ship blankets, a low, pulsating hum filled the room. Jack jolted awake, eyes wide, scanning the dim room. His tools on the workbench rattled, and the air seemed to hum with energy. The pups sat on their haunches, their fur glowing brighter than before. And then it hit him. These weren't just abandoned pets. They were something far more advanced. The unseen threat. The next morning, Jack contacted his old friend Zara, a xenobiologist who specialized in rare alien species, sending her encrypted files containing scans of Vex and Nix. When Zara finally responded, her voice was laced with unease. "Jack, these pups, they're part of something ancient. I think they might be from the Vretalon species, a race thought to be long extinct. They're not just pets. They're bioweapons." Jack's stomach churned. Bioweapons? He looked down at the pups, now asleep beside his feet, looking so harmless. Yes, they're capable of incredible destruction if fully matured and triggered. But more than that, they're psychically linked, a dangerous pursuit. Before Jack could respond, the station's alarms blared, echoing down the metal corridors. His screen lit up with an incoming transmission from the station security. "Reeves, we've detected an unidentified ship approaching. They've been snooping around for the past hour." Jack's heart sank. The hunters. They had tracked the pups to the station. He scooped up the now alert Vex and Nix, their once shaking forms now completely calm but still glowing faintly. He didn't have time to think. Grabbing his plasma pistol and a portable shield generator, Jack headed for the back alleys of the station. He knew the winding, forgotten corridors better than anyone. The chase. As Jack ducked into the shadowy maintenance shafts, carrying the pups, he could hear the unmistakable sound of heavy boots thudding on metal, drawing closer. His mind raced. He needed to escape, but the space station was a labyrinth, and it wouldn't be long before they found him. Suddenly, Vex emitted a soft growl, and Nix's fur pulsed with energy. A wave of nausea hit Jack. For a moment, the station's cold metal walls seemed to warp, bending as if reality itself was rippling around him. Jack realized these pups had powers he could barely understand. But whatever they were doing, it worked. The heavy footsteps stopped, and the hunters' confused voices echoed in the distance. Somehow, Vex and Nix had created a psychic mirage, distorting the hunters' perception. The awakening of the pups. Jack took advantage of the momentary confusion to slip through an old service hatch, leading them deeper into the bowels of the station. With every step, he became more aware of the growing bond between him and the alien pups. He felt them in his mind, a presence, not threatening, but protective. As they reached a hidden bay with one of Jack's personal vessels, a small but fast ship he kept for emergencies, the pups' glowing intensified. Nix's eyes met Jack's, and in that instant, an overwhelming sense of gratitude flowed through him. But there was something else too, a warning. Zara's voice echoed in his head from the earlier call. If the wrong people get their hands on them, the pups could be weaponized, destroying entire worlds. The ship's engine roared to life as Jack prepped for takeoff. But just as they were about to leave, the hangar door was blasted open. The hunters had found them. A last stand. The hunters stormed in, weapons drawn, but Vex and Nix stepped forward, for glowing brighter than ever, their psychic energy radiating in waves. The pups' shaking was gone, replaced by an eerie calm. Jack felt their minds intertwine with his, amplifying his thoughts. The room felt charged with tension. The lead hunter, a towering reptilian alien, aimed his rifle at Jack. "Hand over the pups, human, or we'll take them by force." Before Jack could respond, The air around them warped again, but this time it was deliberate. The pups weren't hiding anymore. The hunters froze, caught in a psychic web, unable to move or even speak. Jack felt the immense power of Vex and Nix flow through him. With their combined force, he activated the ship's energy shields and hit the thrusters. In a flash, they blasted through the hangar into open space, leaving the hunters trapped and disoriented. A new beginning. As they sped away from the station, Jack glanced down at the pups, who had curled up at his feet, their glowing fur dimming once again. The danger wasn't over, but for now, they were safe. "Looks like it's just the three of us now," Jack said, a soft smile tugging at his lips. Vex let out a small bark, and Nix nuzzled against his boot. He knew he had a lot to learn about these extraordinary creatures, and even more about the people hunting them. But one thing was certain. He wasn't just their rescuer anymore. He was their protector, and maybe, just maybe, they were his too.